Magandang araw.
Ako si Dr. Tato.
Ako si Nikki at nandito ako ngayon para magbigay ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga bakuna para sa COVID-19.
Sa araw na ito ay inaalok ka ng bakuna kontra COVID-19. Batay sa mga kasalukuyang ebidensya, maaari kang maprotektahan ng bakunang ito laban sa COVID-19. Sa kasalukuyan, wala pang inaaprubahan ng Food and Drug Administration o FDA ng Pilipinas na kahit anong bakuna para makaiwas sa COVID-19.
Ang bakunang ito ay maaaring maibigay sa iyo sa pamamagitan ng Emergency Use Authorization mula sa FDA.
Nasa iyo ang desisyon kung ikaw ay magpapabakuna o hindi. Ano nga ba ang Emergency Use Authorization? Sa kasalukuyan, ang mga bakunang magagamit ay mga investigational drug na pinag-aaralan sa mga clinical trials. Pinahihintulutan ng FDA ang pinabilis na paggamit o emergency use ng mga bakunang ito upang maiwasan ang COVID-19 sa ilalim ng Emergency Use Authorization. Ang bakunang ito ay hindi sumailalim sa kaparehong pagsusuri na ginawa para sa mga FDA-approved o FDA-cleared na mga produkto. Maaaring magbigay ang FDA ng isang EUA kapag natugunan ng produkto ang kanilang mga pamantayan, kasama na dito ang pamantayan na walang ibang aprobadong produkto ang sapat para sa kasulukuyang pangangailangan. Ang desisyon ng FDA na magbigay ng EUA ay batay din sa kabuuang siyentipikong ebidensya na nagpapakita na ang produkto ay maaaring maging epektibo upang maiwasan ang COVID-19 sa panahon ng pandemyang ito at mas hihigit ang nakikitang benepisyo ng bakuna laban sa peligrong dala nito.
Sino ang dapat makatanggap ng COVID-19 vaccines? Kung pwede kang magpabakuna, dapat kang magpabakuna. Kailangan natin na maraming tao ay mabakunahan upang maprotektahan ang buhay ng mga Pilipino, makabuo ng herd immunity at mapabagal ang pagkalat ng COVID-19. Ang tiyak na pinayagan na edad o populasyon para sa isang partikular na bakuna ay depende sa na-issue na EUA ng FDA Philippines para sa partikular na brand ng bakuna.
Sino ang hindi dapat makatanggap ng COVID-19 vaccine? Hindi ka dapat tumanggap ng bakuna para sa COVID-19 kung ikaw ay una, dati nang nagkaroon ng malubhang allergic reaction pagkatapos ng nakaraang dose ng bakunang ito, o pangalawa, dati nang nagkaroon ng malubhang allergic reaction sa anumang sangkap ng bakunang ito. Kausapin mo ang tagapangalaga ng iyong kalusugan o healthcare provider kung mayroon kang ibang tanong.
Sino ang dapat makakuha muna ng medical clearance mula sa kanilang doktor bago ang araw ng pagbabakuna? Ang mga sumusunod ay dapat munang makakuha ng medical clearance mula sa kanilang doktor na kinakailangan nilang ipakita sa araw ng pagbabakuna. Ito ang mga may human immunodeficiency virus o HIV, may cancer, sumailalim sa transplant, umiinom o gumagamit ng steroids, bedridden, may malubha at nakamamatay na sakit, mas mababa sa 6 na buwan ang tinatansyang natitirang buhay.
Ano ang dapat mong banggitin sa inyong tagapagbakuna bago ka mabigyan ng COVID-19 vaccine? Sabihin sa iyong tagapagbakuna kung ikaw ay mayroong una, anumang allergy, pangalawa, karamdaman sa pagdudugo o gumagamit ng blood thinners, pangatlo, mga sintomas gaya ng lagnat, sipon, ubo, sore throat at iba pa. Pang-apat, kasaysayan ng exposure sa isang nakumpirma o hinihinalang kaso ng COVID-19 sa nakaraang 2 linggo. Pang-5, naunang nagamot para sa COVID-19 sa nakaraang 90 araw. Pang-6, buntis o may planong magbuntis. Pang-7, nagpapasuso. Pang-8, nakatanggap ng kahit anong bakuna sa nakaraang 2 linggo. At pang-9, mahina ang immune system o kasalukuyang gumagamit ng gamot na nakakaapekto sa immune system.
Paano binibigay ang COVID-19 vaccines? Depende ito sa brand ng bakuna. Pero sa kasalukuyan, karamihan ng COVID-19 vaccines ay ibibigay sa iyo bilang isang ineksyon sa kalamnan at kadalasan ibibigay ng 2 dose na may agwat na 2 hanggang 4 na linggo sa pagitan ng bawat isa. Ang bilang ng linggo sa pagitan ay depende sa brand ng bakuna. Kung nakatanggap ka ng 1 dose na isang brand ng bakuna, dapat kang makatanggap ng pangalawang dose ng kaparehong bakuna pagkalipas ng iilang linggo upang makumpleto ang serye ng pagbabakuna.
Ano ang mga benepisyo ng COVID-19 vaccine? Ang mga bakuna sa COVID-19 na pinahihintulutan ng FDA Philippines ay maaaring makabawas sa peligro ng symptomatic na COVID-19, malubhang sakit o pagkamatay ng dahil sa COVID-19. Ang tagal ng proteksyon laban sa COVID-19 pagkagamit ng bakuna ay hindi pa tukoy sa kasalukuyan.
Ano ang mga maaaring panganib ng COVID-19 vaccine? Karaniwan lamang na magkakaroon ng mga side effects matapos mabakunahan. Ang mga naiulat na mga side effects ay ang mga sumusunod: sakit, pamumula o pamamaga sa lugar na pinag-ineksyon, pagkapagod, masakit ang ulo, sakit ng kalamnan, panginginig, sakit sa kasukasuhan, lagnat, pagkahilo o pagduduwal, masamang pakiramdam, pamamaga ng lymph nodes o kulani. Mayroon ding mababang tsansa na ang mga bakuna ay maaaring maging sanhi ng malubhang allergic reaction na karaniwang magaganap sa loob ng ilang minuto hanggang 1 oras pagkatapos makatanggap ng bakuna. Maaaring hindi lamang ito ang lahat ng mga posibleng epekto ng bakuna. Maaaring may mga malubha at hindi inaasahang side effects na mangyari. Ang mga bakuna ay pinag-aaralan pa sa mga clinical trials, sumangguni sa inyong doktor o pinakamalapit na health facility.
Ngayong mas naiintindihan na natin ang tamang impormasyon tungkol sa pagbabakuna, ay maaari na tayong magkaroon ng matalinong pagdedesisyon ukol sa pagsasagawa nito.
Laging tatandaan, kahit na nabakunahan na ay huwag pa rin kalimutang sumunod sa minimum public health standards tulad ng pagsasanitize ng mga kamay, pagsuot ng face mask at face shield, at pagdistansya sa iba ng 1 metro.
Ito ay para na rin sa ating proteksyon at sa proteksyon ng iba. O paano? Ingat po
Kita-kita tayo
sa Bida Vaccination.
Aalinlangan ka ba di mapapahit at nagdadalawang isip? Sa bakuna. Natatakot ka ba sa resulta ng paniwala sa negatibong bunga? Ito fitness di ang totoo. Sama ka na ba ang palagi na lang naka-face mask? Di rin makagala dahil sa pandemya. Bakit tayo lalong mahirapan? Bakit di na lang natin subukan kung magpabakuna? Para malabanan, matuldukan, wag na tayong mag-alinlangan. Wag nating iwasan. Aprobado ng Department of Health, ikalidad, sagot pa ng WHO.
Bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niya. Ikaw ba'y nagsusawang lumagilan sa bahay? Hindi ka makagala dahil ayaw mamatay. Kung gusto mong magbago ang takbo ng buhay, ito ang solusyon, huwag ka nang maghintay. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niya. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niya. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niyan. Ikaw ba'y nagsusawang lumagilan sa bahay? Hindi ka makagala dahil ayaw mamatay. Kung gusto mong magbago ang takbo ng buhay, ito ang solusyon, huwag ka nang maghintay. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niyan. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksa niyan. Mababakuna, magpapakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksain yan. Ikaw ba'y nagsasawang lumagi lang sa bahay? Hindi ka makagala dahil ayaw mamatay. Kung gusto mo magbago ang takbo ng buhay, ito ang solusyon, huwag ka nang maghintay. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpabakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksain yan. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpabakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID ating puksain yan. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpabakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksain yan. Ikaw ba'y nagsasawang lumagi lang sa bahay? Hindi ka makagala dahil ayaw mamatay. Kung gusto mong magbago ang takbo ng buhay, ito ang solusyon, huwag ka nang maghintay. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpabakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID-19 puksain yan. Bababakuna, bababakuna, magpabakuna ka na. Ating labanan at pigilan ang COVID ating puksain yan.
Magandang araw.
Ako si Dr. Tato.
Ako si Nikki at nandito ako ngayon para magbigay ng impormasyon tungkol sa mga bakuna para sa COVID-19.
Sa araw na ito ay inaalok ka ng bakuna kontra COVID-19. Batay sa mga kasalukuyang ebidensya, maaari kang maprotektahan ng bakunang ito laban sa COVID-19. Sa kasalukuyan, wala pang inaaprubahan ng Food and Drug Administration o FDA ng Pilipinas na kahit anong bakuna para makaiwas sa COVID-19.
Ang bakunang ito ay maaaring maibigay sa iyo sa pamamagitan ng Emergency Use Authorization mula sa FDA.
Nasa iyo ang desisyon kung ikaw ay magpapabakuna o hindi. Ano nga ba ang Emergency Use Authorization? Sa kasalukuyan, ang mga bakunang magagamit ay mga investigational drug na pinag-aaralan sa mga clinical trials. Pinahihintulutan ng FDA ang pinabilis na paggamit o emergency use ng mga bakunang ito upang maiwasan ang COVID-19 sa ilalim ng Emergency Use Authorization. Ang bakunang ito ay hindi sumailalim sa kaparehong pagsusuri na ginawa para sa mga FDA-approved o FDA-cleared na mga produkto. Maaaring magbigay ang FDA ng isang EUA kapag natugunan ng produkto ang kanilang mga pamantayan, kasama na dito ang pamantayan na walang ibang aprobadong produkto ang sapat para sa kasalukuyang pangangailangan. Ang desisyon ng FDA na magbigay ng EUA ay batay din sa kabuuang siyentipikong ebidensya na nagpapakita na ang produkto ay maaaring maging epektibo upang maiwasan ang COVID-19 sa panahon ng pandemyang ito at mas hihigit ang nakikitang benepisyo ng bakuna laban sa peligrong dala nito.
Sino ang dapat makatanggap ng COVID-19 vaccines? Kung pwede kang magpabakuna, dapat kang magpabakuna. Kailangan natin na maraming tao ay mabakunahan upang maprotektahan ang buhay ng mga Pilipino, makabuo ng herd immunity at mapabagal ang pagkalat ng COVID-19. Ang tiyak na pinayagan na edad o populasyon para sa isang partikular na bakuna ay depende sa na-issue na EUA ng FDA Philippines para sa partikular na brand ng bakuna.
Sino ang hindi dapat makatanggap ng COVID-19 vaccine? Hindi ka dapat tumanggap ng bakuna para sa COVID-19 kung ikaw ay una, dati nang nagkaroon ng malubhang allergic reaction pagkatapos ng nakaraang dose ng bakunang ito, o pangalawa, dati nang nagkaroon ng malubhang allergic reaction sa anumang sangkap ng bakunang ito. Kausapin mo ang tagapangalaga ng iyong kalusugan o healthcare provider kung mayroon kang ibang tanong.
Sino ang dapat makakuha muna ng medical clearance mula sa kanilang doktor bago ang araw ng pagbabakuna? Ang mga sumusunod ay dapat munang makakuha ng medical clearance mula sa kanilang doktor na kinakailangan nilang ipakita sa araw ng pagbabakuna. Ito ang mga may human immunodeficiency virus o HIV, may cancer, sumailalim sa transplant, umiinom o gumagamit ng steroids, bedridden, may malubha at nakamamatay na sakit, mas mababa sa 6 na buwan ang tinatansyang natitirang buhay.
Ano ang dapat mong banggitin sa inyong tagapagbakuna bago ka mabigyan ng COVID-19 vaccine? Sabihin sa iyong tagapagbakuna kung ikaw ay mayroong una, anumang allergy, pangalawa, karamdaman sa pagdudugo o gumagamit ng blood thinners, pangatlo, mga sintomas gaya ng lagnat, sipon, ubo, sore throat at iba pa. Pang-apat, kasaysayan ng exposure sa isang nakumpirma o hinihinalang kaso ng COVID-19 sa nakaraang 2 linggo. Pang-5, naunang nagamot para sa COVID-19 sa nakaraang 70 araw. Pang-6, buntis o may planong magbuntis. Pang-7, nagpapasuso. Pang-8, nakatanggap ng kahit anong bakuna sa nakaraang 2 linggo. At pang-9, mahina ang immune system o kasalukuyang gumagamit ng gamot na nakakaapekto sa immune system.
Paano binibigay ang COVID-19 vaccines? Depende ito sa brand ng bakuna. Pero sa kasalukuyan, karamihan ng COVID-19 vaccines ay ibibigay sa iyo bilang isang ineksyon sa kalamnan at kadalasan ibibigay ng 2 dose na may agwat na 2 hanggang 4 na linggo sa pagitan ng bawat isa. Ang bilang ng linggo sa pagitan ay depende sa brand ng bakuna. Kung nakatanggap ka ng 1 dose na isang brand ng bakuna, dapat kang makatanggap ng pangalawang dose ng kaparehong bakuna pagkalipas ng iilang linggo upang makumpleto ang serye ng pagbabakuna.
Ano ang mga benepisyo ng COVID-19 vaccine? Ang mga bakuna sa COVID-19 na pinahihintulutan ng FDA Philippines ay maaaring makabawas sa peligro ng symptomatic na COVID-19, malubhang sakit o pagkamatay ng dahil sa COVID-19. Ang tagal ng proteksyon laban sa COVID-19 pagkagamit ng bakuna ay hindi pa tukoy sa kasalukuyan.
Ano ang mga maaaring panganib ng COVID-19 vaccine? Karaniwan lamang na magkakaroon ng mga side effects matapos mabakunahan. Ang mga naiulat na mga side effects ay ang mga sumusunod: sakit, pamumula o pamamaga sa lugar na pinag-ineksyon, pagkapagod, masakit ang ulo, sakit ng kalamnan, panginginig, sakit sa kasukasuhan, lagnat, pagkahilo o pagduduwal, masamang pakiramdam, pamamaga ng lymph nodes o kulani. Mayroon ding mababang tsansa na ang mga bakuna ay maaaring maging sanhi ng malubhang allergic reaction na karaniwang magaganap sa loob ng ilang minuto hanggang 1 oras pagkatapos makatanggap ng bakuna. Maaaring hindi lamang ito ang lahat ng mga posibleng epekto ng bakuna. Maaaring may mga malubha at hindi inaasahang side effects na mangyari. Ang mga bakuna ay pinag-aaralan pa sa mga clinical trials, sumangguni sa inyong doktor o pinakamalapit na health facility.
Ngayong mas naiintindihan na natin ang tamang impormasyon tungkol sa pagbabakuna, ay maaari na tayong magkaroon ng matalinong pagdedesisyon ukol sa pagsasagawa nito.
Laging tatandaan, kahit na nabakunahan na ay huwag pa rin kalimutang sumunod sa minimum public health standards tulad ng pagsasanitize ng mga kamay, pagsuot ng face mask at face shield, at pagdistansya sa iba ng 1 metro.
Ito ay para na rin sa ating proteksyon at sa proteksyon ng iba. O paano? Ingat po
Kita-kita tayo
sa Bida Vaccination.
To our nimble and always fired up Schools Division Superintendent Ma'am Loida Nidea, equally competent and committed Assistant Schools Division Superintendent Ma'am Maggie Brioso, Ma'am Lynn Padillo, and Sir Swen Losada Jr., Dynamic CID and SD Audit Chief Ma'am Maribel Berha and Sir Pedro Pelonio, Education Programs Supervisors, PSDSS, School Health Section Personnel, headed by Dr. Hera Teresa Albaño, SDO and school personnel. Happy Friday to all! And welcome to Mass Dissemination on Self-Reporting Data Management and Microplanning for COVID-19 Vaccination. This webinar aims to discuss factual data and updates on the different types of available vaccines and reasons for vaccine hesitancy. Explain the different reporting tools to effectively validate the data for accuracy. Prepare microplanning activity for district and school offices in relation to the vaccine school program. Clarify role of teaching and non-teaching personnel in the national vaccination program. And lastly, foster a favorable attitude towards health.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Bayang magiliw, pwes na sinamanan, alab na puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisihin, sa dagat at bundok, sa siway at sa langit.
Manalangin po tayo sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Espiritu Santo. Amen. Ama naming pinakamakapangyarihan sa lahat, sa muli pong pagsilip itong bagong umaga, naway ipagkaloob po sa amin ang kadalisayan ng iyong liwanag upang sumilay sa aming mga puso. Ituro mo po, Panginoon, ang karunungan sa aming pang-araw-araw na pagpapasya, ang kakanyang umunawa sa di sinasadyang pagkakamali ng iba, ang kakayahang makiisa sa mga hakbanging ikauunlad ng aming sarili, ng aming sangay, ang sangay ng Camarines Sur at ng aming bayan. Panginoon, ituloy po pong makita namin ang kabutihan sa puso ng bawat isa. Hilubin mo po ang aming mga puso ng takot at pangamba sa patuloy na pagtitil ng buhay ng mikrobyong hindi namin nakikita. Higit sa lahat, Panginoon, samahan mo po kami sa aming paglalakbay sa buhay. Akayin mo po kami sa mabuting landas upang kami mailigtas pagdating ng takdang wakas. Ito'y inihiling namin sa ngalan ng iyong anak na sa Jesus, sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, ng Espiritu Santo. Amen.
Let us now hear the welcome message of Sir Pedro Pilonio, OIC Chief, SGOD.
The Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Lloyda Nidea, to the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Swen, Ma'am Maggie, and Ma'am Lynn, and to the CID Chief, Ma'am Mabel, to the Education Program Supervisors, to the Public Schools District Supervisors, to the unit heads, to school heads, both elementary and secondary, for private schools, school heads, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, blessed day to all of you. Today is a mass dissemination of information on self-reporting, data management, and microplanning for COVID-19 vaccination. This is really, really very important because we will be giving you information relative to the important database so that we will be having the data for others agencies need, and also for us to profile the SDO employees who really wanted to be vaccinated, and for those employees who completed their vaccination. School Governance and Operations Division, School Health Section is really proud of having this activity and having you as the participants for today's webinar. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our duty to provide you information so that database must be in place. Database must be used by our office, and at the same time, so that we have a data that will be used in the policy making of the DepEd officials. So thank you so much, School Health Nutrition Section, for your untiring efforts for making our SDO Camarines Sur employees be aware of the important informations, the knowledge, skills, and attitudes, particularly in fighting COVID this time. So, welcome to the webinar, and bless us all and keep safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Peter. This time, we will hear the opening remarks of our Fatherly Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Sueño Losada Jr.
Good morning, everyone. My respect to our Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Loida Enedia, my fellow Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Maria Magnolia Brioso, Lynn C. Padillo, our Chief Education Program Supervisors, Dr. Pedro J. Piloño, Dr. Mariben Berja, Education Program Supervisors, Public Schools District Supervisors, School Heads, our dear teachers, non-teaching, to all of you, a pleasant morning to everyone. But before I forget, I'd like to recognize our medical officer, 3, Dr. Hira Teresa R. Albano, and the focal person of this activity, Mar Ronello R. Girinya, registered nurse, and all the nurses and medical staff, including our dentist. We are not safe unless everyone is vaccinated. So our main concern is that, particularly in DepEd, is that the vaccination of everyone from the school up to the division level. So at this point, we have to consider, we have to plan our strategy, our tasks, in seeing to it that everyone are vaccinated. So to promote system, orderliness, and systematic implementation of the vaccination relative to COVID-19, we have to be oriented and to be knowledgeable so that there will be a smooth implementation, a smooth vaccination of all concerns. So we are having this. We are appreciating the efforts, of course, of our medical and dental unit headed by Dr. Hira Teresa R. Albano and all the rest of the nurses, dentists, and everyone else in the unit for a collaborative efforts in seeing to it that everyone in the school level, particularly our teachers, who are in the forefront of delivering the basic services to our learners particularly. So our concern is the maintenance of good health, safety, because we cannot give what we do not have. We cannot work if we are not in good health. We have to promote sound mind, sound body, and so that we are free from contamination of the virus once we are all vaccinated. We would like to appreciate, of course, the support of our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Loida Nidia, and all the rest of the monitors, supervisors, and our school heads for the support So we are encouraging everyone else to throw unconditional support for this program, considering that still COVID-19 big threat to our uh, safety, not only in Camarines Sur but in the whole world. So we are asking everyone's cooperation, particularly the teachers. No one is free from this formidable foe, the invisible one. So we have to cooperate, and we have to take advantage of the information to be disseminated by this activity, particularly on the reporting, the data gathering, and all other concern as relative to COVID-19 vaccination. So my wish to everyone is to become aware and to be knowledgeable and give full attention and consideration and appreciation for this vaccination, which is the most important to be free from the contamination of virus. Thank you so much. Mabuhay.
Thank you, Sir Suen. To give us her inspirational message, please help me welcome Ma'am Loida Anidea, Schools Division Superintendent.
A healthy morning to all of you, especially the Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, the Chiefs, Education Program Supervisors, Public Schools District Supervisors, elementary and secondary school heads, the school health personnel headed by OIC Chief Peter and Dr. Hera, the vaccination coordinators both of the district and school, and of course of our division, all others concerned, ladies and gentlemen. With the proliferation of the new Delta variant, it's really very necessary for us to intensify vaccination program. And for that to be effective, we need to have information on the self-reporting, data management, and microplanning. And that's even the rationale why we are having this activity today. And so I would like to thank the SGOD for having this activity, for making sure that all are informed about this self-reporting, data management, and micro-planning. It's very necessary that at this point in time, all our personnel who are considered A4, of course, may mga nakabilong sa A1, A2, and A3. But at this time, we really would like to make sure that our teachers and non-teaching personnel will be vaccinated already. But early on, we would like to thank the provincial government and the municipal local government units for spearheading the vaccination activities for our personnel. So more or less, we are saying there had been personnel who had been vaccinated already, but all the more this time that we have to identify this activity. So my dear friends and colleagues, I hope the information that you shall gather in this activity and all the activities you shall be doing after this activity will really be very useful in making sure that our personnel will be safe through a very good vaccination plan in coordination with our stakeholders. Again, I like to emphasize that this is an activity that DepEd cannot do alone. We have to make sure that we strengthen our partnership with our stakeholders, the LGUs, and the other teams could be public or private agencies who have their own vaccination programs that will benefit the rest of the people in the community. Also, would like to commend our medical officer and the nurses for volunteering in the different vaccination sites, both called for by LGUs in the province and in the municipalities. Please continue doing and rendering your service because that's one of the best ways by which we can make our community really healthy by realizing herd immunity. So hopefully, the updates that you shall take from this activity, the reporting tools, and the registration and the plans really will be very contextualized. In other words, it will address the needs of each of the municipalities and districts. I also would like to reiterate accuracy of the reporting and the data. There had been some concerns days before about the vaccination because we keep changing, we keep forwarding lists. So I would suggest that teachers and non-teaching personnel should have been listed already, whether there had been a prior vaccination or no vaccination yet. At least they are in the list already. So, kasi mahirap mag-undo ng isang list na hindi naman kompleto. I encourage you all to actively participate in this activity. And again, at the end of this orientation, mass dissemination, I hope we shall really be able to influence our colleagues who are still having doubts on the vaccination that is being done by the government. We have seen that the variant is still there and it's even affecting our children. Let us not wait that our children will be affected by making sure that we, adults in the household, are vaccinated already. Because sometime soon, ang mga bata na rin naman ang nakaplanong bigyan ng vaccine ng government. So, my dear friends, good luck. I hope we all participate in this activity fully, with open hands, with open heart, but with utmost care so that everyone will be safe. As we all enjoy our summer activity and as we prepare for the opening of school year 2021-2022. God bless you all, and again, please be safe always. Thank you very much.
Our first speaker is the Immunization Program Coordinator of DDO Camarines Sur. She is a dedicated nurse assigned in Caramoan North District Elementary. Let us give all our ears to Nurse Johan Hugo as she tackles data management on COVID-19 vaccination reports.
So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on mass dissemination on self-reporting, data management, and microplanning for COVID-19 vaccination. So, this activity is based on our Division Memorandum Number 309, Series of 2021. So, to give you an overview regarding that memorandum, it stated that there are privileges when you have your vaccination. Just like a post-vaccination, official post-vaccination rest, provided that you should give a photocopy of your vaccination card when you will submit your DTR. So to begin with, attached in our memorandum, there are Annex A, Annex B, and Annex C. So there in this webinar, there are different discussions with that annexes. So for me, we will begin to our Annex C. The SDO Camarines Sur Guide on Centralized Reporting for COVID-19 vaccination status and reporting. This is important to make it organized for us to retrieve our data and know the exact number of teachers who were vaccinated and still eligible for vaccination and who declined or deferred. So let's start by following a the instructions indicated on Annex C. So it is in a PDF form so that it can be accessible to you by only clicking the link below. For example, so to download the reporting tools, kindly access the link below. For vaccination registration, download the revised BIMS form. Click this link. So you have just click that and so it will redirect you to the VIMS IR blank template. So our VIMS IR template, it is the prescribed DOH, okay, master listing tool for vaccination, regardless of your priority group. So, okay, as you can see, it is a blank form. Okay, it is a blank form which you can download. So I will repeat, this is a downloadable form. Don't or never try to input data online. So you have to download it. Kasi kung lalagyan nyo siya ng data online at dito nyo itatype lahat, the possibility na makasama sa ida-download ng ibang schools ang data nyo is very big. So to avoid that mistake, you have to download it first. Okay, by clicking that arrow. So ayan. So once you had downloaded it, okay. So once you had downloaded it, let's see what. Once you had downloaded, you will provide the data needed. Okay. That is the time that you will encode all the data of your co-teachers from non-teaching and teaching personnel. So most of the time, one of the common questions that I receive during this particular activities that they keep on asking, what about those utilities or non-teaching personnel? So again, I repeat, pagkasama nyo po sa school and doon po nagtatrabaho, meaning kasama po sila sa target natin. Okay? So I believe most of our teachers, our coordinator, back to school coordinator, or COVID-19 coordinators had already successfully done this form, okay? Nakapag-input na po sila and upload it into their own designated. So, I don't need to further elaborate the needed information because there is a key on that form. So, once you are done, okay, putting the information needed, the data, you have to save it and upload it later to the guide, to our folder. So you have to save it first. So let's go back. To our instructions. So input the names of teaching and non-teaching personnel within your respective school and send each accomplished copy to our nearest RHU through email. So you have to coordinate closely to your RHU, different RHUs, so that malalaman natin or we will be updated kung tayo na or eligible group na natin ang babakunahan. Again, I want to emphasize this. Kasi minsan, nagtataka yung ibang teachers why yung iba nababakunahan na and why yung iba hindi pa. So, if you can observe, okay, yung mga binibigyan po ng bakuna, it is po considering their risk of transmission and their body. So, considering po kung mahina na ang katawan, mas kailangan po nila yon. Kung lagi po silang exposed, just like the A1, mas kailangan po nilang maunang mabakunahan. And just like with the comorbidities na isa po sila sa category na number 1 na ating pwedeng bantayan kasi po pag nagkaroon sila ng COVID-19, malaki po ang chance ang ma-ICU sila because of their comorbidities. So, dapat po sila muna ang mabigyan ng bakuna. So, that means you are giving them the chance to live and the chance for them to be protected. Kasi nga po, sila yung unang nangangailangan. So, pero don't worry, as I know, okay, malapit na po tayong matapos or konti na lang ang natitira sa A1, A2, and A3. And the government now is preparing for the priority group number A4. So, with this is a great help if you will have an active coordination with the RHU to avoid errors and mistakes on scheduling. Always remember po, ang protocol ng DOH is that they will call you first regarding your schedule. So, minsan po may pa-walk-in, minsan po wala. So, better ask your RHU on their scheme. Okay? So, let's go back. So, now after you had sent an email to your RHU, you have to upload it into our centralized database in your corresponding through this link below. So, okay. By clicking again the link, it will redirect you to our different folders. So, with this, you have to take note. Bawal pong buksan ang ibang folder. Why? Because baka po may magulaw kayo dyan na mga data. So, ang kailangan nyo lang pakialaman is yung folder natin. So, for example, I am in 4th District Elementary Master List. So, you should look for your district. So, meron tayong Caramoan South, Lagunoy, Tigaon, Garchitorena. Okay. So, for example, the Tinambak North District. So, all we have to do is put right-click. Okay, this is a right-click and upload files. Okay, when you are uploading your files, you have to only browse your own files. And pag ready na, siya, for example, kunyari ito yung ano natin. So, pag ready na siya, just click open. And automatically, it will be uploaded. So, the question is, do you have to download it again? No. Once you had uploaded it, it can be edited online. Okay, to show you some of the example, okay, I want to give you some of our example. Kasi meron na pong may schools na dito na nagbigay na. So, on secondary, let's see. So, for district, okay. As I remember, the Gawa district. So, ayan. If you can see, it can be edited online. Pero pag nag-edit kayo, you have to remember. Okay? Ang pwede lang po dito mag-edit is the coordinator itself. Wala na pong iba. Kasi mahirap po itong i-encode lahat. Nakita nyo naman ang dami. So, ayan. Okay? Okay. I just want to reiterate that our group now is on A4, okay? Ito kasi ginawa yung master listing bago ilinabas yung updated, okay, classification of priority groups. So, don't worry, ang mag-edit na lang po niyan is yung RHU or yung health center or health facility na magva-vaccinate sa inyo. As long as you had provided all the necessary and personal data. So if you can see, eto po, nandito nakalagay if na-save ang inyong document or hindi. So ayan, edited last July. So there is, so kung gusto nyo siyang i-edit, pwede po dito. Okay, mag-encode kayo dyan. No need to download it again. So we have to close it. So I hope that is clear. So let's go back. So next is for we had already uploaded our data. So for our post-vaccination form and reasons for decline and deferral, download the VASLine form for the link below. So this is our master list again for those who were vaccinated. Okay, vaccinated and deferred. Yung deferred meaning po niyan ay hindi po muna nabakunahan because of underlying reasons. Okay, so let's see. So as I said, you just have to click the link provided and it will redirect you to the necessary form. So okay. This form again, just like po dun sa VAS, bawal nyo siyang encodean while online. So, bago po nyo bago galawin nyo ang mga bagay dyan, kasi may mga formula yan. So, you have to download it first. You have to check, okay, you have to download the form, and tsaka nyo siya gagawin for the online. So, let's start. So, I had downloaded the data. So, okay, this is our VASLine template. So, okay, while waiting, there are reasons po kasi for deferral, okay? Yung reasons po natin for deferral ay napakarami. So, okay, paano nyo nga malaman na na-defer kayo or yung kasamahan nyo? So, again, please keep all the data, okay, private, okay? Kayo at yung inyong co-teachers lang ang nakakaalam sa data. Kasi we are still observing for the Data Privacy Act. So now that our VASLine is open, this is a downloaded form. Again, I repeat, this is a downloaded form. Never attempt to enter doon sa ating online form kasi if ever na naman na mag-online kayo at doon kayo mag-encode, the chance na makakasama yun sa i-download ng ating ibang coordinators. So, okay. So, if you can see sa ating VASLine, okay, I want to zoom it. Kasi hirap makita. So, if you can see in our VASLine, there is a category. So, this one is an updated. So, you are an A4, right? So, unique person ID. So, on that card, okay, so, on a vaccination card, kasi iba-iba ang COVID-19 vaccination card. So, but may ibinigay po ang DOH na pattern for our vaccination card. So, makikita nyo yun, yung nandun sa taas na mga boxes, yun po ang ating unique person ID. Yung mga naunang nabakunahan, commonly, wala sila nun. So, you have to follow up or wait po na matapos and then baka mabigyan po kayo ng unique person ID. So, you have to classify our co-teacher if it is in PWD, yes or no. So, hindi po ibig sabihin na hindi porket physical is hindi ng PWD. Okay, there are underlying conditions na sinasama pa din natin sa person with disability. Just like po yung mahina yung mata, okay, may arthritis at napipilay minsan. Okay, but karamihan po ng PWD just ask for the ID. Okay, so kung indigenous member ka, okay, kung indigenous member ka, you should check in our choices. This is our guide. So, ayan, nandito na yung guide natin. So, tatanungin natin ngayon yung co-teacher natin, saan ba kayo nakasama sa indigenous member? For example, may makasama. Okay, so, ayan, naka-specify na dito. Okay, naka-specify na dito mismo kung ano. You just have to copy. Okay. Control C or right click and go back. Okay. Paste. Okay. If not, kung hindi din naman siya kasama, wag niya na natin pong lagyan. Remember pala, in every template, there is an instruction. So don't forget to read. Okay? Basahin muna ng mabuti ang instruction para hindi nasasayang yung effort natin. Kasi baka ang dami na natin na encode, yun pala is hindi naman akma dun sa instruction na ibinigay sa atin. Okay. So let's go back to our bus 9. So last name, for example, Del Pilar. Okay, first name, Juan. And our cell phone number. Okay. For our cell phone number, you have to put, okay. No, this is not, if this is a middle name. You have to put middle name, suffix, 1, yes. So, ang suffix natin is kung junior, the 3rd, the 7th. So, dyan natin lalagay. Contact number, 11 digit. So, 09. Ayan. So, kung anong region ka, you have to go back to the choices. So, if you are in a region 5, just copy. So, this is the region 5. Paste. Province. There is another tab for province. So, dito natin makikita yung tabbing natin. So, for the province, find and select kung anong province ka. So, we are in Camarines Sur. You have to copy this. Hindi po itong nasa column A and column B. We have to copy the column D. Okay. So, we are in Camarines Sur. So, Camarines Sur. Yeah. So, again, copy. So, paste. So, while doing it, do it slowly or surely kasi data po kasi ang kailangan dyan. So, this will serve So, this will serve as our database for those who were already vaccinated. Again, sabi ko nga, dito natin makikita kung sino na yung mga nabakunahan na. So, ang tanong, tatanggalin na ba natin sa VIMS once na vaccinated na dun sa online natin or dun sa submitted natin or uploaded data? Yes, we will remove the person once it was already vaccinated. So, for the municipality, we choose another tab. So, you just choose, for example, find and pili. So, nasa pili tayo. So, pili capital. So, again, you have to copy this one. Ayan. So, medyo mabusisi lang siya. Pero, as I advise, huwag niyo siyang gawing one time, big time. So, gradually, pag may mga nagpapakuna, ilagay niyo na lang paunti-unti. Kasi it will be very, nakakapagod naman kung sabay-sabay niyo lahat silang lalagay. Or, pwede niyo naman, pag nagpunta yung kasamahan niyo, sila na lang ang mag-encode. Okay, turuan nyo na lang po. So, for the barangay, you have to encode it. San Jose. For the sex, you are male or female. Okay. Male, sisipuan. For the birth date, okay, go back to the instruction. Kasi, titingnan natin kung ano yung pattern niya. So, it's month, day, and year. Okay. So, let's say it's April 26, 2000. So, reasons for deferral. Okay. For our reasons for deferral, okay, we have reasons for deferral. Yes or no ang nakalagay dito. So, you should indicate kung na-deferred, ano nga ba meaning ng deferred? Meaning, hindi siya nabakunahan on the day kasi of underlying reasons. So, let's take a look. Okay. So, let's take a look. Reasons for deferral. Yeah. So, baka malito kayo bigla dito sa reasons for deferral. So, the reasons for deferral is that, number one, okay, ang ikakopy nyo lang pala is reasons for deferral po ha. For number one, for AstraZeneca, kung below 18 years old ba, most commonly kasi, and sa ngayon, hindi pa talaga binibigay sa 18 years old ang vaccine. Below 18 years old, I'm sorry. Kasi it is still under study. So, 18 years old and above. So, number two is reason for deferral. Okay. May different vaccine dyan. So, pagpipilian nyo na lang po kung may allergy ba siya sa component of vaccine. Actually, hindi kayo ang dapat maglagay nito. Okay? Or hindi kayo dapat mag-classify. Sasabihin na lang po yun sa inyo ng ating co-teacher na hindi ako nabakunahan because on that day, I have an active asthma attack. So, ang ilalagay nyo is DC05. So, ikakopy nyo lang to. Okay po? So, ayan. Iisa-isahin natin. Nandyan na po lahat. So, if you can observe, meron tayong DC15. Baka magtanong kayo, pregnant or breastfeeding. Okay. So, baka magsabi na, sabi nyo, pwedeng bakunahan ang buntis, pwedeng bakunahan ang nagpapasuso. Yes po, pwede. Pero yung sa buntis, dapat hindi po first trimester or sa pasok sa unang 3 buwan. Dapat po lampas sa 3 buwan, okay, yun po ang pwedeng bakunahan. Kasi yung unang buwan po, bawal po nating bigyan ng kung ano-anong foreign po ang body ng mother, ng mga tawag nito, mga gamot o kung ano-ano pa pong pwedeng makasira sa pagbuo ng organs ng bata. So, ayan. So, clarify ko lang yun. So, okay. So, may comorbidity ba has a following disease? Okay. So, yan naman na magsasabi niyan is yung doktor. So, may mga condition tayo na hindi pwedeng bakunahan and meron din naman tayong condition na pwedeng bakunahan kahit may comorbidities. Kasi nga inuulit ko, sila po yung merong big chance na mapunta sa ICU kapag nagka-COVID-19. So, okay. So, ayan. Okay. COVID-19 exposure, hindi po pala pwedeng mabakunahan kasi okay, dapat po matapos muna yung 14 days quarantine. After ng 14 days quarantine, hindi naman na po kailangan mag-antay ng another 90 days. Unlike before, na mag-aantay ka talaga ng 90 days bago ka bakunahan. So, pagkatapos po ng quarantine, qualified ka na bakunahan ng COVID-19 vaccine. Okay po. For high BP naman, kung ang BP mo po ay napakataas, more than or equal to 180, hindi ka muna po niyan bibigyan. Pero kung ito naman po ay bumaba, okay, nung pangalawang pag-BP sa'yo, ang doktor po ang magdi-decide kung babakunahan kayo o hindi. Pero most commonly, binabakunahan siya pag bumaba na. Kasi minsan, dala din to ng nervyos, kasi nga tuturukan, okay, may mga fear, okay. So, pati po yan, nagiging factor yan kung bakit tumataas ang ating BP. So, symptomatic, okay, eto na naman the word symptomatic for COVID-19. So, symptomatic for COVID-19, for example, may nararamdaman kung hindi maganda sa iyong katawan, just like umuubo ka, nilalagnat ka, and then ngayon yung schedule mo, i-deferred ka muna yan kasi baka matagka po na may COVID or masisi mo po ang vaccine kung lumala yung nafe-feel nyo. So, to be safe, mas mabuti pong ipaalam nyo na lang sa inyong healthcare facility na hindi po kayo makakapunta because of that condition. So, i-consider naman po yan. So, next is history of anaphylaxis. Yung history of anaphylaxis po is this term, iyan po kung meron kayong severe allergy. I will repeat the word severe allergy. Yan po yung mga tipong hindi na kayo nakakahinga pag nagkaroon ng allergy. So, in giving our history to our screening, screening committee regarding our screening station, dapat po maging honest tayo. So, let's go back to our past. For example, hindi naman siya ni-deferred. So, okay naman yung kasamahan natin. So, nabakunahan. So, nabakunahan So, bakunahan na yung kasamahan natin. So, anong gagawin? Na-referred ba? No. Sabi ko, if yes, you should look for the code. Okay, so, vaccination manufacturer name. So, ilalagay mo kung AstraZeneca, Sinovac. So, makikita nyo naman yan sa card. Batch number, lahat to makikita sa card. Okay. So, for the vaccinator name, you have to indicate yung name mismo. First dose. Okay. Yes or no lang. Okay. So, may mga tanong pala regarding this record, this template. Ma'am, paano kung si Janssen or Janssen, but it is pronounced as Janssen, anong dose po ba siya as complete? Okay, so we all know naman that si Janssen is a single dose. So you should put only one dose kasi kung magto-2 dose ka kay Janssen, meaning yung bakunang na-receive mo ay hindi Janssen kasi only Janssen is a single dose vaccine among sa available ngayon. So, ayan. Yung vaccination date din pala, ilalagay natin dyan is yung pinaka-updated. For example, you have received your second dose, okay, please put the vaccination date na updated. Kasi dyan na po tayo magbe-base ng ating database kung kailan kayo na-complete. So, adverse event, okay. I want to emphasize to you, sa adverse event, imposibleng wala kayong adverse event. Okay? Kasi ang adverse event is may common adverse event and merong severe adverse event. So to consider that, okay, we will say may adverse event ba? Okay? Pero ang iba naman, wala talaga siyang nafe-feel pag nabakunahan. So we will put no, wala naman na-feel. So, pero mas common kasi yung may nafe-feel after adverse event. Ito yung sinasabing adverse event following immunization. So, let's see kung ano meron sa adverse event natin. Okay? Adverse events. Okay, so, yan. Okay. So, dito natin makikita kung ano ang mga adverse event natin. So, ang ikakopy nyo lang dyan ulit is yung code. Okay, dito mo makikita. For example, sasabihin nung inyong katrabaho, nakapila ko nung nabakunahan ako ni AstraZeneca, sumakit yung nabakunahan sa akin na site. Nag-chill din ako, nagka-discomfort. That is a general symptoms, which is very normal. Okay? So, meaning, sabi ko nga, imposible na wala ka man lang minsan, ay hindi lahat, pero napakadalan na wala kang mapifeel na post-vaccination reaction. So, ayan. So, nagka-discomfort ba? Masakit ba? So, titingnan nyo kung sa cardiac, ano ba na-feel ng katrabaho mo, bigla bang bumilis yung pagtibok ng puso, or biglang bumagal. Kung sa ear symptoms naman, ano ba, namaga, or nahilo bigla, so vertigo. So, endocrine symptoms, kung ano ba nagkaroon ng adrenal insufficiency, nagka-goiter. So, this is rare cases, okay? So, meaning, hindi naman ibig sabihin na bakunahan ka, you are, ganyan lahat ang mafe-feel mo. So, don't expect na lahat yan makukuha mo. So, kung ano lang yung na-feel mo, yun lang din ang sasabihin mo. Okay po? So, for example, nabakunahan ka okay, tanungin mo muna kung anong bakuna. Then, okay, nabakunahan ako ng Sinovac. So, titanungin mo, sumakit ba yung tiyan mo? Nagka-diarrhea ka ba? Nausea, vomiting, sumuka ka ba after post-vaccination? Kung hindi naman, no need to put. Okay po? So, ayan. Nakalagay dyan ng lahat ng kailangan nyo. So, ayan. Ang procedural hypertension, yan pala kung nabakunahan ka, tapos pakabakuna na sa'yo, bigla ka nag-high blood. So, minsan, madaming classification din dyan. Minsan, dala nung pain na na-feel mo upon pagbakuna. So, psychiatric symptoms, feeling anxious, kung ano-ano nakikita mo sa TV, ayan nadadala ka pa. So, ayan po. So, we have to take a look on this. Okay. So, ulitin ko, hindi lahat na nakalista dito, kailangan mong ma-feel. Okay? So, eto, mga rare cases to. Ang pinaka-general symptoms lang naman is the number 1. Pain, reaction, and injection site, chills, and discomfort. Minsan, feeling mo, sisinatin ka and mawawalan. Ang iba, nagkakaroon yung sa AstraZeneca, nangihina, tapos parang matamlay, okay, body malay. Tapos, ano nila is, ang iba, gumagana sa pagkain. Nagiging parang minsan gutom na gutom daw sila. So, yun yung mga feedback na narinig ko. So, it is important to observe yourself after post-vaccination. So, we will copy now. Okay? We will copy now. So, we will copy that first condition. So, yan. Diyan tayo matatapos. Okay po. So, yan ang ating tawag nito. This is our AF Vaccination template post-vaccination. So, pag natapos na natin yan, okay po. Pag natapos na natin to, we will go back. Okay? We will go back to the guide. Okay, so for post-vaccination reasons for decline, so natapos na tayo sa number 3. So we will go now to the number 4. Okay, so input the names of teaching and non-teaching. Ginawa na natin yon. So sabi ko ulit, pag may iba yung decline, iba yung deferred. So, si deferred, hindi siya nabakunahan, okay, kasi because of those underlying reasons. So, si decline naman, ayaw lang niya talaga or may doubt siya sa vaccine. So, next po is To enter your report, click the link below and look for the designated. So just like the VIMs, okay, we will look for our okay. We will go to this link. So ayan. So ang pupuntahan nyo pong link is dito, yung in-uploadan nyo ulit ng VIMs. Opo, eto. So, nandun lang yun. Same lang naman sila. Pagsamahin nyo na lang per school. So, ngayon, ang gagawin na natin to input the teaching and non-teaching personnel. To enter your report, click the link below and look for the designated name of the school. So, eto na. Medyo madugo po ito. See? Okay. Back to school centralized reporting tool. So mamaya magdi-discuss po ang ating another speaker regarding the mobile tracker ng DepEd. Pero we had decided to create a database for the reporting tool kasi this is a yung binibigay kasing data ni DepEd tracker is by province para hindi natin matrace yung per school. So, it is important for us to know kung ilan pa ba yung hindi nababakunahan na teacher, ilan pa ba yung hindi pa nare-register. Kasi, kumbaga, this is in preparation kung ilang manpower, ilang araw, or ilang schedules ang kailangan natin na makover lahat ng ating DepEd non-teaching and teaching employees. So, if you can see, this is the actual reporting form. So, may makikita kayo dyan kung sino ang online. Okay? Kung sino ang online na gumagawa sa ating DepEd tool. So, kung sino yung last na nag-edit. So, matatrack natin kung sino minsan ang may salang nag-delete at nag-add ng napakaraming table. Kasi nung nakaraan, ang daming inad ditong table. So, I want to emphasize again na when you will do your reports, okay po, don't alter the data. Okay po, wag niyo pong i-alter. Okay, so eto. So, dito po sa ating centralized reporting tool, okay, in our centralized reporting tool, you can see na may mga linagay na po akong instruction so that hindi na mahirapan yung mag-i-encode. So, yan. So, all you have to do is to follow. Okay, meron na dyan yung A1, A2, and then yung may link dito. Okay, this link, this is important kasi malalaman nyo dito yung classifications ng may comorbidities. Pero pag may nagtanong sa atin, ano nga ba yung mga comorbidity na hindi pwedeng bakunahan or need bakunahan? So, ayan. So, this is information cards galing mismo po sa DOH. So, tingnan lang natin just a glimpse of the data na nakalagay po dyan. I believe na karamihan na ngayon is nabakunahan na sa ating A3. Okay, medyo challenging lang din kasi yung A2 kasi most of the senior citizens is in doubt and ang iba hindi na din ganun kalakas to go to our vaccination sites. So, yan. Mga questionnaires, mga tamang katanungan. So, proof of comorbidity. This is in most cases, this is about with comorbidities kasi we treat those person with extra care. Kasi kumbaga, may hina na yung katawan nila and we have to assess carefully. Okay? Anyway, bago naman tayo bakunahan, magkakaroon ng screening and ng check-up ang bawat doktor to make sure that we are really eligible and well on that vaccination day. So, ayan. So, okay po. Pwede nyo itong i-download pala if in case gusto nyo for IEC materials nyo na din. Okay? So, yan. So, this is our instructions. So, let's go back. So, nakapaloob po yan dun sa ating instruction ng centralized reporting. So, kung sino man po ang interested na gustong humingi nun, just approach your back-to-school coordinators. Alam po nila yan kung saan malalocate yung information cards. So, allowed vaccinated. Ayan, nakalagay na din po dyan. So, you have to follow na lang yung ating mga tawag nito instructions. So makita yung paper. So, ayan. So, eto, this is our table 1 for elementary. So, for table 1 for elementary, okay. So, ayan. Wala pa naglalagay ng mga schools, ano. So, I understand naman kasi, kumbaga, hindi pa naman fully aware and wala pa memo. But now na may memo na, I will be expecting na may maglalagay na po dito na updates, lalo na alam kong marami na din po ang nabakunahan na A1, A2, and A3 sa ating lugar. So, first of all, nakaklasify po ang ating table. So, if you can observe, this one is for A1 priority groups. Wala na yung nakalagay. So again, I will repeat po this instruction. Never alter or wag po kayo magbubura ng kahit anong nakalagay dyan. Kasi ang hirap din naman pong gawin ng form na ito. So, okay. So, ilalagay natin dito is number 1, eligible population. Ilan ba yung A1 sa ating teaching population? So, paano mo masasabing A1 ang ating teaching population? For example, meron tayong teacher, pero nurse siya or meron siyang medical background. So, and sumama siya sa COVID-19 vaccination team. So, automatically, she will be considered as A1. Okay po? So, ayan, A1 yan. For the non-teaching, just like us, nurses and dentists, and with other medical field na hindi po active sa pagtuturo bilang teacher, pero kasama po sa ating institution, so ilalagay niyo siya sa non-teaching. Okay? So, number of eligible vaccinated. So, out of your eligible population, ilan na po ba yung nabakunahan? Okay? Na teaching, na naka-receive ng first dose. Okay? Ang tanong po dito, ang nakalagay kasi dito, incomplete first dose. So, ang tanong, what about Janssen again? Kasi si Janssen 1 dose lang. So, saan po namin siya ma'am ilalagay? So, you should put it here sa completed. Okay? Sa complete or second dose. Kasi regardless of how many doses, once you have completed or depende sa bakuna, yun yung ating pagbabasehan. So, out of our non-teaching and teaching, ilan ba yung nabakunahan? Okay po, ilan po ba yung nabakunahan natin ng complete dose na? So, kanina may replay tayo bago mag-start, diba? May mga bagong updates regarding yung agwat ng ating mga dose. So, in-update din yun ni DOH. Kasi sabi ko nga, patuloy ang pag-aaral tungkol sa ating mga bakuna. So, ang sumunod po is number of eligible population already registered and awaiting schedule for vaccination. So, paano mo ma-consider yung ating kapwa guro or kasamahan na registered na? Once po na naisama nyo na siya dun sa BIMS master listing or nagpa-register na po siya sa RHU o sa anumang health facility po para magpabakuna. So, isasama na po natin yan sa bilang. So, number of eligible population still unregistered, teaching and non-teaching. So, for example, sa Barceloneta, ilan sa A1 natin ang hindi pa po nagpapalista para bakunahan. Okay po? Eligible, meaning kasama po dun sa criteria natin na 18 pataas ang edad. So, that is already an eligible for vaccination. So, titingnan natin yan. So, in every color, you can observe, okay, ang dito is for A1 senior citizen, pero same lang din naman po ang ilalagay natin ng mga data. So, don't be confused. Gugrupuhin lang po natin kasi yung mga A1, A2, A3, A4. Para at least, alam natin ilan na yung may comorbidities na non-teaching, ang nabakunahan, ang na-register. So, mas maayos po siyang tingnan. So, A3 with comorbidities, going to A4 in frontline essential. So, kasama na po dito karamihan ang nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno tulad ng mga guro na walang comorbidities, hindi senior citizen, at hindi po frontline worker. So, I'm expecting na dito po lahat makikita natin yung ating records. So, sa ngayon, blank pa siya. So, magtatanong po sa akin, paano po ang pag-encode? Ang district po ba or ang school ang maglalagay? So, to make it more accurate, I want na ang maglagay po dito is school mismo, school coordinator. So, every now and then, I will visit this site to check kung sino pa po. With the help of our nurses, okay po, i-remind ko po kayo, pero sana naman, kahit hindi na i-remind, we will update it, okay, every now and then. So, this is always open for updating. So, for example, may nakadagdag na ganito this week, you can update it, okay po. So, ang gagawin lang ni district coordinator, you have to make sure na complete lahat, okay po, within your district, lahat po nakakapag-input na. So, ayan. For example, may school na hindi pa dito nakasama. So, just message me kasi i-edit po natin yan. Dadagdagan po natin ng school kung ano yung kulang so that makasama na po siya sa counting. So, ayan. So, automatically, okay, kaya sabi ko wag niyong gagalawin ang formula kasi automatically, this will sum all the entries, all the data that you will put. Okay? So, ayan. Makikita niyo po. So, for the total first congressional district, meron pa lang tayong 20. So, kung susumahin po natin lahat for the entire division, lumampas na. Okay, meron tayong 245 pa lang eligible population ng A1. So, I hope na maayos po ito lahat. And, kumbaga, this is our first line basis sa ating mga upcoming vaccination. So, don't worry, everyone, lahat naman po maaabot ng bakuna. So, wag magtampo kung hindi pa naman po kayo nababakunahan kasi again nga, sabi ko, meron mga tao po kasi mas kailangan nilang maunang bakunahan because of certain conditions and certain reasons. So, for now, all we have to do is to take care ourselves and do the precautionary measures. Okay? So, for secondary schools, same po ang gagawin natin, mag-i-encode. So, wala pa ang mga secondary school. So, I hope after this webinar, everyone or every coordinator will put their data. So, ayan. For the table 2, may instruction again. So, eto, titingnan mo na lang yung base. Ayan na lang yung basis mo. So, ayan. Number of population. Ang FI reported stands for adverse effect following immunization. So, di ba kanina dun sa bus na sabi ko na din siya. So, number of population already vaccinated. Okay, regardless of first dose or second dose, at least may first dose. Okay, so AFI released for remote. So, nandun yun yung kasama dun sa mga pinauwi. So, for observation lang. Kasama dun yung sumakit yung nabakunahan. Okay, kasama na din yun. So, confined to health facility and have been released. Meaning, confined. So, most commonly, pag nako-confine kasi tayo is around 24 hours yan. So, eto, ang nakalagay dito, currently confined. Okay. Pag currently confined ka naman, pag currently confined ka naman to a health facility, okay. Pag currently confined ka naman to a health facility, meaning nandun ka, meaning yung kasamahan natin is nandun pa on that day na nag-record tayo sa facility niya. So, hindi pa siya nakalabas. Most commonly, for reasons like it's anaphylactic shock. Pero, as of now, wala, very rare ang nangyayari po na adverse effect. Okay, severe adverse effect. Mostly, sa Pilipinas, awa ng Diyos, hindi naman ganun ka-severe ang side effect ng vaccine. So, next po is, same lang naman po yan sa elementary, secondary. So, let's go now to table 4. Okay. For our table 4, okay, marami na akong nakikitang vaccination site na schools ang ginagamit. So, you have to indicate it in our master listing. So, lalo na ngayon na very active ang vaccination. So, you have to put the name of municipality. For example, in Balatan, so, ang currently ginagamit nila is the Balatan Central School Covered Court. You have to indicate kung anong facility. Okay, for example, may ginamit na room, you have to put it here. You have to include it. Okay po. So, for our coordinators, please take note na don't miss this form kasi this is important also for us to monitor ilang schools ba ang nagagamit natin sa ating vaccination activity. So, in Batu, they are using the Batu South Central School Covered Court. So, name of school. Okay. Okay. So, ayan. May mga instructions sa gilid niyan. So, please follow kasi linagyan ko talaga yan so that we avoid mistakes and to facilitate the accuracy of our data. Okay po. So, for table 5, okay. Hindi ko pa nai-encode yung iba dito. So, dumami na po yung ating school health personnel na naging part ng vaccination team. So, I just want to give emphasis on this. Okay. Meron tayo dito makikita other non-teaching personnel na part ng COVID-19 vaccination. So, magtatanong kayo, so ano nga ba ang magiging role ni non-teaching personnel? Okay, so, let's go here. Sa vaccinator, they are the one who will inject the vaccine. Sa screening naman, pag school health personnel ka, kayo yung magtatanong sa babakunahan. Yung mga history takings, karamihan dito. Pag health educator ka naman, okay, you will say what are to expect during vaccination, what are the side effects. So, documenter, recorder, so kayo yung maglalagay mismo sa card, okay, kayo yung mag-i-encode, okay, mag-i-encode or mag-gather ng mga data. So, counseling, more on dun yun sa bago kayo bakunahan to explain more regarding the vaccination and others. So, post-vaccination yan. So, magtataka kayo, ma'am, bakit may nakalagay dito other non-teaching personnel? So, okay. For the teaching personnel, same lang din naman ang mangyayari. But most commonly, ang mangyayari sa teaching personnel, ang vaccinator natin is yung mga may background ng medical background. For screening and assessment, same din. Pero ang mga teachers natin, pwede po silang maging katulong natin as volunteer, as health educator. Kasi we all know na magagaling po kayong magturo, magbigay ng instruction, documentary recorder, and counseling. So, with that, we hope na after this webinar again, we can have an additional help from the different schools in our provinces in conducting or in making this mission the 70% road to herd immunity. So after po sana nito, may mga magpalista. Actually, may mga coordinators na tayo na with medical background na sumama na ngayon. Okay, sasama na ngayon, i-update ko na din to. Sasama na ngayon for our vaccination activity. So, sa Nabuhay, they have an active teaching and non-teaching health personnel, okay, na sumasama sa kahit saang vaccination. So, NSDO, almost 14 nurses had signified their volunteerism. So, again, I will repeat, this is a volunteerism, but sabi nga, mas maganda pa din, this is for the sake na ma-end na natin yung pandemic na ito. So, any further questions, okay, just follow us in our Back to School, SDO Back to School account. Just look for it, okay? Meron po tayo niyan. So, nandun yung mga updates, okay, links, okay, mga infographics na makikita niyo po. So, yung STO summary, ako na yung maglalagay niyan. So, lahat yan from the data provided ng mga coordinators. So, we are all asking for your cooperation in making this thing happen, na maging accurate and organized ang ating data management. Kasi kung hindi, there will be a lot of error. Okay po. So, may mga nagtatanong pala regarding the vaccinations. Kung saan daw talaga dapat mag-register. So, I will repeat. Sa ngayon ang alam ko, meron din po yung camarinisurvaccine.com. So, yun po, kung magpapabakuna doon, I don't know, there are pwede niyo naman siyang i-access. Meron din naman tayo sa kanya-kanyang LGU. So, let's be more aware and updated regarding the different news regarding vaccine. So, i-fight din natin yung mga fake news regarding vaccines because all we know, vaccine had already provided and garantisado na pong for how many decades and centuries sila vaccine is a helper for us to end the pandemic. So, vaccine is not the cure, but the way, okay, it is a part of solving the problem regarding this COVID-19. So, hindi lang kasi dapat vaccination, pati ang ating everyday manner, okay, the sneezing, okay, wearing the mask. So, it is of our every action regarding towards COVID-19. So, mas maingat tayo kasi dapat po meron na tayong Delta variant and meron palabas na naman na Lambda ata yun. So, we have to be more aware, updated, and kung lalabas, always put your mask on. Kung magsasalita, don't put your mask down. Okay? For sure naman, maririnig yan ng ating mga kausap. Always bring your own things. Alcohol, ballpen, avoid borrowing na muna ngayon. And then face shield, okay, always in the bag. And soap, because hand washing is the number one barrier in transferring the germs and viruses in our environment and to one another. So this will end our topic regarding data management on Annex C. So, okay, na-topic na natin to lahat. So, centralized form is available anytime for updating. Checking of inputs will be every Friday of the week. So cut off for monthly report last Thursday of the corresponding month. And basis for our data is table 1 to 3 is our revised beams and VAS form. So with this, I hope na hindi ko na makikitang blanco yung ating centralized reporting form. And for those who had submitted and uploaded their reports, don't worry, nandyan yan lahat, and we had already disseminated the info. Kung may maghingi ng ating master list, rest assured na yun na yung ibibigay natin. Okay? Huwag na po sa akin mag-send pa isa-isa ng master list. Okay? Nandito na po sa ating centralized reporting tool so that impact lang lahat. But always remember, always practice the Data Privacy Act. Okay? So, kung sino lang yung dapat buksan, kung ano lang yung dapat buksan na ating form, okay, na ating folder, yun lang po. Huwag na pong i-alter yung mga data. Kung saan po yung bawal mag-encode, huwag na mag-encode doon. Okay, download muna bago i-encode and then upload. Pag na-upload mo na, tsaka mo na po i-encode online. So with this, I hope that we will be more efficient and systematic in data collection. So thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Nurse Johan, for elucidating to us the concept of flow of data management on COVID-19 vaccination reports. Our next speaker is also a nurse. He is the COVID-19 Management Coordinator of SDO Camarines Sur. He is also the assigned nurse of Sipokot South District Elementary. Please welcome Nurse Mar Ronelo Garina as he talks about self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination.
Our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Loida and Dea, Assistant Schools Division Superintendents, Sir Sueño Losada Jr., Ma'am Lynn Padillo, and Ma'am Maria Magnolia Brioso. To our OICS Duty Chief, Sir Pedro J. Tulonio, and CID Chief, Ma'am Maribel Burha. To all education program supervisors, public schools district supervisors, school heads of elementary and secondary schools, school health section personnel, and to all our teaching and non-teaching personnel, good morning. Today, I am tasked to discuss about the mass dissemination of information on self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination tracker. So this is accessible through the DepEd mobile app that is searchable and downloadable at App Store using your iPhone or Google Play for Android phones. This tracker aims to accurately gather information directly from DepEd's vaccinees and personnel so that there will be no need for manual collection of data and consolidation. All you have to do is to install the app and fill up the necessary information requested. Also, it will allow us to go back and log in to provide updated information regarding our vaccination status. That way, it will generate reports per division and region through emails as consolidated data. Remember, only with timely and accurate information can we provide appropriate solutions to DepEd concerns. For the following video clip, we will show you how to install the DepEd mobile app and the step-by-step procedures on how to use it.
Steps on how to use DepEd mobile app on self-reporting COVID-19 vaccination. To find and download the DepEd mobile app, key in DepEd Mobile on your device App Store for iOS users or Google Play for Android users search box. If you have previously downloaded the DepEd mobile app for the last national elections and/or the test period, kindly uninstall it before downloading the updated version. Install the app and open it. On the app display, click Sign In with the DepEd Commons for quick access and account confirmation. With school affiliation, tick I belong to a school if the user has school affiliation. Then continue to select school by entering the 6-digit school ID. Without school affiliation, tap Select Region and choose the appropriate option. If the user is a division personnel, continue to select division assigned in. When done, click Update. Accessing the self-reporting tracker. Accept the app's privacy policy by clicking I agree. Go to Surveys Trackers by clicking View Now. Tap or select Self-Reporting for COVID-19 Vaccination. Answering the self-reporting tracker. Reminders. Your account once logged in is tied only to your information. Do not log in with your email address and input other people's data. Questions marked with asterisks are required to be answered. Please follow suggested answer format if indicated. Review and submission. When done answering, click Submit. The review answers pop-up screen appears if no required field is missed. Scroll down and click Proceed to completely submit the form. The Unable to Submit form message shows if the user fails to answer one or more required questions. If this alert shows, click back to Survey and answer the questions marked with this field is required. Log back into the app and update the self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination tracker if there are changes on the user's COVID-19 vaccination status, such as indication of registration, schedule of doses, adverse reactions experienced, and/or any other related updates.
Hi, as shown in our video presentation, it's just easy to log in and input the necessary information. However, For some, they might find it hard to log in, especially if you are a first-time user. So from here, select Sign In with DepEd Commons. Then, after that, we are prompted to either input email address, but this is for DepEd Commons activated login credentials only. So we will select the sign in using a Google account or sign in with Microsoft. But remember to use only your official deped.gov.ph email. Here are a few reminders. Your account, once logged in, is tied only to your information. Do not log in with your email address and input other people's data. Because if you do, you cannot go back and input your data using the same DepEd email account. Number 2, questions marked with an asterisk are required to be answered. And last, please follow the suggested answer format if indicated. Now, we will have to review the questions set in the said tracker app. What are the questions being asked in the tracker app? Here, you can see that we are prompted to input the first name, followed by last name, middle initial, and suffix name, if applicable. For example, Jaime, Bonifacio, Zay, Senior. For age, example, 34. Designation, head teacher 3. Teaching or non-teaching personnel. Then number 1, have you registered for COVID-19 vaccination? If no, please proceed to question number 8. Number 2, what priority group did you register under? Here, you can choose either A1 for medical frontliners, A2 for senior citizens, age 60 and above, A3 for persons with comorbidities or illnesses, and A4 for essential frontline workers. So most of us fall under this category. Next, number 3, what brand of vaccine did you receive? When did you receive your first dose, your second dose? These data are available in your vaccine card, vaccination card. And number 6, what adverse reactions, if any? Number 7, do you have any allergies? Have all the people in your household been vaccinated? If you did not register for vaccination, what is your primary reason? Specify other reasons for not registering for vaccination here. So those are the questions being asked in the tracker app. When done answering, click Submit. And then review the answers pop-up screen. And then click Proceed to completely submit the form. If you are unable to submit the form, click Back to Survey and answer the questions marked with this field is required. Log back into the app and update self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination tracker if there are any changes to your vaccination status. For example, if you have a change of schedule of doses, or if you have adverse reactions experienced, or any other related updates. So that's it. Thank you. My next topic is about COVID-19 reporting tool. Relative to Division Memorandum number 310 series of 2021, this COVID-19 reporting tool aims to ensure completeness of pertinent data for daily reporting and processing of information of suspect, probable, and confirmed cases in DepEd Camarines Sur to our regional and central offices, while protecting the data privacy rights of our clients and ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of their data. It is accessible via the URL tinyurl.com/COVID cases in DepEd Camarines Sur. This shall be filled up by the school head or immediate supervisor or assigned nurse. After the incident report form has been reviewed by the Office of the Schools Division Superintendent. Now, let's take a look at our form. After you have input the URL, click the next. Here, choose client's classification. For example, we have our confirmed case. Click next. And then input the place of assignment. For example, Mabuhay ES. For classification, teaching personnel. Position, teacher 1, age 36, female, place of residence, travel or exposure history. If the client is exposed in the workplace, so click exposed to confirm cases workplace. Here, we are expected to provide the data, so please do not select this one because this one is intended from the previous incident report that are lacked in information. So I have included it here, but we are expected to choose from travel abroad to others. Yeah. Then symptoms status, asymptomatic if the client has no symptoms. And if with symptoms, just click this one, then click next. Date of onset of symptoms. So when did the symptoms began? So for example, August 11. Just choose among the signs and symptoms such as anosmia or the loss of the sense of smell, ageusia, loss of the sense of taste, and most commonly they have cough and fever. Click next. Okay, the date of admission or the start of quarantine period. Let's say they started yesterday. Place of admission or consultation. Choice. Date of lab confirmation. For example, yesterday. Current health status. If the patient is in strict isolation and not yet completed the required number of quarantine days, so check, select stable. If the client is critical or recovered, if the client have completed the mandatory quarantine period. So since our client is still in an isolation area, so click stable. And then for recovery status, unclassified. So means the client was not yet cleared and he or she have no negative results. So he is still unclassified. End of quarantine period, so we are expected that for our COVID confirmed cases, They will have 14 days quarantine. So 26 is the end of 14 days. Other updates. What can be included here? For example, if our patient have diabetes, complications, etc., reported by school head, one whose date reported today. Official report submitted, COVID-19 IR form, yes. If the incident report form is available or already signed by our SDS, you can upload the file. But if not yet available, it's okay. Just click next. Here is our consent. I hereby authorize the Council School Health Section to collect and process the data indicated herein for the purpose of effecting control of the COVID-19 infection. I understand that my personal information is protected by RA 1073, Data Privacy Act of 2012, and that I am required by RA 11469, Bayanihan to Heal as One Act to provide truthful information. So select I agree. If you choose I disagree, you will go back to number 1. So select I agree, then next. And last, click submit to finish. How about if the client is not yet confirmed? Let's say they are first and secondary contacts. So they are under other classifications. So click the next. For category, we have suspect, probable, close contact, and other PUMs. Under each category, we have already descriptions. For example, for the suspect case, the following may be considered a suspect case if the person is with severe acute respiratory illness, a person with influenza-like illness, fever of 38 degrees Celsius or higher, and cough or sore throat, and who lives in or has traveled an area that reported local transmission of the coronavirus during the 14 days prior to the onset of symptoms, etc. So here is the description of our suspect case. How about for the probable? For probable case, a suspect case was been tested for COVID-19, but the results are inconclusive. So a suspect case was tested positive for COVID-19, but the test was not conducted in a national or subnational coronavirus reference laboratory or an officially accredited laboratory for confirmatory testing. So they are the probable. Next, we have close contacts. Who are they? Close contact is a person who had any of the following exposures during the 2 days before the 14 days after the onset of symptoms of a probable or confirmed case. First, we have face-to-face contact with a probable or confirmed case within 1 meter and for more than 15 minutes. Direct physical contact with probable or confirmed case. Direct care for a patient with probable or confirmed COVID-19 without using proper personal protective equipment. Other situations as indicated by local risk assessments, and in the case of confirmed asymptomatic cases, the period of contact is measured from the 2 days before the date on which the person's testing sample was taken and all through the succeeding 14 days. How about the other PUMs? Those who have had contact with confirmed cases or have traveled to areas with local transmissions of the virus, but who show no symptoms. Most of our clients, they for example, close contact, next, teaching personnel, current status. Are they cleared with medical certificate or currently admitted in hospital or home quarantine or in a quarantine facility, or is he or she in critical condition, for example, home quarantine? Now, when will the quarantine end? Usually for primary contacts, it's for 7 days, 14 days rather. And for secondary contacts, 7 days. So let's say our client is considered a secondary contact. So the quarantine period will end on August 19. Okay, reported by school head. Date reported, date. Official report submitted. Yes. Okay. Then upload the soft copy of incident report if already signed, but if not, then it's okay. Just click next. Then click agree. And then click submit to finish. Okay, what about for the case that our client died? Here, from the beginning, choose client's classification, choose deaths, then next. Place of assignment, for example, classification, teaching personnel, designation, age 36, female, cause of death. So if the cause of death is COVID-19, so input COVID-19. Date of expiration. When did the client expire? Place of residence, for example. Exposure, for example, workplace. Date of onset of symptoms, for example, on August 10. And what are his or her symptoms? Anosmia, ageusia, cough, fever, etc. Here, date of admission. So for example, he was admitted on August 11. In the place of admission, just place the then classification. Is she or he COVID confirmed or probable suspect? If he or she was tested negative, so this one probable or suspect. But if no test was done, PUN or PUI. So in our case, our client is COVID confirmed. So test done, yes, tested positive. Other notable details. Here, for example, if the laboratory test was sent to Manila and then the result was Delta variant, then we can input tag as Delta variant. So that's for other notable details. Then reported by school head, date reported, date, Official report submitted, yes. So it's just almost the same like the previous one. Then agree and click submit to finish. So that is all about our COVID-19 reporting tool. Thank you.
To give her message of support, may I call in Dr. Hera Teresa Albano, our Medical Officer 3.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Loida Enidea, to our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Lindsay Padillo, Ma'am Maria Magnolia F. Brioso, Sir Sueño Lozada, to the Chief of SGOD, Sir Pedro J. Piloño, to the Chief of CID, Ma'am Maribel Berha, to our Education Program Supervisors, to our Public Schools District Supervisors, elementary and secondary, unit heads, School Health Section personnel, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So this activity was conducted in order for us to be fully informed regarding the mass dissemination of information on self-reporting for COVID-19 vaccination tracker. So, this particular activity aims to accurately gather information directly from DepEd's vaccinees and personnel. So, in this regard, the department, we as part of the department must take full advantage of the prowess and promptness of this tool because through this, there will be no need for manual data collection and consolidation in all governance levels. Furthermore, let me take this opportunity to thank our SDS, our ASDS, our chiefs, our focal persons for COVID-19 vaccination, Ma'am Johanny Hugo, our COVID-19 coordinator, Sir Mar Garinya, and other focal persons for making this activity into a reality. Thank you so much for your support. So again, I implore everybody to use this tool as this tool is very important tool in order for us to be able to accurately know the data needed so that we may also be able to plot as to where are the places which needs further attention regarding vaccination. So may I again solicit all your support and cooperation in making this activity a success. Thank you, and once again, good morning.
To officially close this webinar, let us now listen to Ma'am Connie Ruby, our nurse in charge.
To our Schools Division Superintendent, Ma'am Loida N. Nidea, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Sir Sueño S. Lozada Jr., OIC Chief SGOD, Sir Peter Piloño, Dr. Hera Teresa Albano, our Medical Officer, SDO Health Personnel, to all, good morning. Our virtual gathering is coming to a close. Today, we had a very informative session on self-reporting, data management, and microplanning for COVID-19 vaccination. I am very happy that little by little, we are progressing on Back to School campaign through series of webinars that are being conducted to intensify our knowledge on vaccine types and vaccination processes. We also started with a microplanning. This is very important as everything begins with a plan. Thus, our goals for district offices, schools offices have been established. To end, I am sure that everything we do is a great help responding to the challenges of the pandemic. Let us continue working together towards a COVID-free community. Thank you and good morning.